In this episode, has Maserati evolved from the fake ballers? The new BMW X5 and X6, and a big Dodge recall. Welcome to episode 179 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, I got to ride in I think it was a 2023 Mazda CX-9, not the 90 that we talked about a couple shows ago, but the 9.
The big one.
The big one. And I got to go to the back seat, which was kind of entertaining, and I'll tell you why here.
Okay.
I wanted to sit in the middle of the back seat without two people on either side of me.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because I wanted to try to see the new heads-up display in it. Okay. I was trying to see it. I couldn't see it from the angle that I was at. But when I buckled in the middle seat, it started losing its mind.
Why?
The car threw up red things on the dash, and it said, no seatbelts in the back seat. No seatbelts in the back seat. I was sitting in the middle seat, and I was buckled in. So in order to get it to go and not throw all these bing, bing, bing errors everywhere, I had to buckle in the two other seatbelts next to me.
Even though there's no one there.
Nobody in the seats.
What? Mazda, what are you doing?
It was so weird. It was just one of those, I don't know if it's because it was a new car or a software bug or what it was, but it would not allow me to sit alone in the middle seat.
So Mazda refuses to believe that a human being will ever sit in the middle alone.
That's what I learned. It was really weird, but it was also really funny.
That's quite funny.
Yeah.
So it's just sitting there, bing, 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 bing. Shut up!
Right, with like throwing red arrows on the dash. Like, it was not happy. Not happy at all.
Well, now I just want to do that to every Mazda I find.
You should try it.
I wonder if it'll do that with like a Mazda 3.
I don't
sit in the middle seat of the Mazda 3.
My wife has one. We could test it.
But that's an older one.
Right. I'd assume it would have to be a newer one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to test it on a new Mazda.
I would assume it was like a software bug or a wiring thing or like a QA problem. I don't know. It was really weird though. It was funny.
Oh, that does sound like fun.
Yeah.
Let's move into some news, though, shall we?
All right.
Let's talk about the new Maserati GranTurismo, the ultimate fake baller Grand Tourer.
Oh, here we go.
Or is it? So some things and some specs have been released about the new Maserati GranTurismo. Not every spec that you can imagine, but many of the specs that we need to know for us to make an educated buying decision have been released, such as price and horsepowers. Those are really the only two things that matter, aren't they?
Looks, but okay.
And price and horsepower, yeah.
All right.
That's all your buying decision ever needs to be based on.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Well, for me, they are. But either way, let's get into the new Maserati GranTurismo, the 2024. And I am feared to say that Maserati has gotten rid of the only redeeming feature of the previous GranTurismo, which was its lovely V8. It is now a twin-turbo 3-liter V6.
Twin turbo.
What did they put in the MC20?
Is it that?
Twin-turbo 3-liter V6.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Reuse that engine. Okay.
Reuse that engine in the 2+2 Grand Tourer.
2+2 Grand Tourer.
2 front, 2 back.
Okay.
So it's a front-engined Grand Tourer. Think of Audi. Well, no, not Audi. Think Aston DB11. Think, maybe Lexus LC. That kind of stuff. Right.
Got it.
So let's debate, shall we?
Sure.
First, before we debate prices and things, I want to just debate, is this the next generation of fake baller car? Because the outgoing GranTurismo is the ultimate fake baller car. I mean, 9 out of 10 of them that you see on the road is driven by some man with usually a spray tan, a very big fake gold watch, and about 13 maxed out credit cards.
Okay. I see the gentleman you're going for. I do agree. That is about the demographic that Maserati is looking for here.
The 1 of 10 that's not the 9 of 10 is usually an old man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this car appeals to those people because it is
what?
Of the price bracket that is not usually bonkers, right?
Used to not usually be bonkers.
Oh, okay. Let's come back to that in a moment.
Okay.
The looks. Do you think that gentleman would still buy this car?
I think that gentleman will buy this car in 2 years when it's worth $52,000.
Oh, I would agree. I think it looks very Maserati GranTurismo-like. I don't think that they tweaked it a lot. They tweaked it a good amount.
It's like the old GranTurismo had a baby with the MC20. It has MC20 features with GranTurismo body lines.
I can see that. I don't think it looks particularly bad.
I actually like the look of it.
Kind of do too.
Like the face of it is very attractive.
Yeah. I think it works well with the body lines and the hood, I don't know, vents coming out the front. I'm kind of a fan of it. Will it appeal to that demographic? I don't know. It might be a little too racing looking, to be honest.
I don't get that vibe.
No?
I have to disagree with you there. I don't think it's too racy looking. I think it's actually classy. No,
Okay.
I think it does. I think it does. To me, it does. It is Italian. It is a brand that many people don't know how to pronounce, and it's expensive, so they want it.
That is kind of what matters when you're going to buy a Maserati.
Mm-hmm.
This has always been one of those brands for me that doesn't make sense as to why it exists and does so well.
You're right. It's always kind of been like for me, why would you buy one?
Well, why? Just why?
You have 1 million. That's an exact figure. 1 million other options.
Yeah.
And how do you arrive to spending the money you spend on a new one of these? Because it's time we get into the money.
Okay.
The last time the Maserati GranTurismo was new was 2019. So they have not sold one since 2019. We're going on 4 years now.
Ooh.
And it used to be about $150,000 for a sticker.
Really?
They weren't cheap.
Wow. Okay.
Which makes the secondhand market such a good damn buy.
Yeah.
Because you can buy one for like $40,000.
Yeah. Okay.
That's obviously a little bit of an exaggeration, but they're ridiculously cheap secondhand.
I'm sure they're half off.
Pretty well, yeah. So the outgoing GranTurismo is about $150,000 sticker. The new GranTurismo, you're going to get 3 trims right off the bat. You're going to get the Modena, or the Modena, however you want to pronounce it, the Trofeo, and the Fulgore. Now, the Modena, however you want to pronounce it, that's their base kind of trim. The Trofeo is their like performance trim. Then the Fulgore is their electric trim. Oh, they have a fully electric version of it with 3 motors.
Did not see that coming.
So your horsepower numbers, because that matters. Horsepower, the base makes 483 horsepower. Your Trofeo makes 542 horsepower. And the electric makes 818 horsepower. So a lot more horsepower.
Whoa. There's a 300 horsepower gap?
Yeah, 250 or so, yeah.
Holy moly. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bunch. So now here's where I really start to get lost. Pricing starts. This is a starting figure, so it only goes upwards from here. For your base car, $176,000.
Whoa.
That is over $175,000. And when you actually put things in it, that's almost a $200,000 GranTurismo.
In the 180s into the 190s. That's the base?
That's the base.
Oh, boy.
Your Trofeo, which is the performance one, that is $207,000 starting.
Oh.
Starting.
Oh.
Then your electric trim, the Fulgore, they haven't announced a price for that, but it is expected to be a tad higher than the Trofeo. So call it $210,000.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a goddamn almost $250,000 GranTurismo.
Ooh.
How would you wake up? How would you go to sleep and then wake up telling yourself, Yes, I spent $250,000 on a Maserati GranTurismo. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. You just must look yourself in the mirror all day, every day, and go, you made a good decision. You winner, you. You spend almost $250,000 on a GranTurismo. Yes, you win.
Wow. That is pricey. With 13 maxed out credit cards, there's no chance you're buying a $200,000 sports
You're
car.
going to pawn your fake gold watch.
Yeah. Whoa.
And you don't even have a V8.
No, you have a twin turbo V6 or full
Which
GV.
never sounds that good.
No, it won't.
Like, case in point, Ford GT. Twin turbo V6. Went like stink.
Right.
But it sounded like shit.
It was called the fart cannon.
For a reason.
Yes. It sounded terrible. The new BMWs you see around town
Horrible.
sound terrible. The twin turbo or the single turbo V6s.
Well, those are inline sixes, but yeah.
Sure. It's not going to sound what a Maserati should.
The best Maserati sound, with the exception of the old MC12, was the GranTurismo MC.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded wonderful. That was arguably one of the best sounding cars of its generation.
Yes, it was.
And no one knew about it because it was Maserati GranTurismo, and GranTurismos are only bought by fake ballers, right? So that would have been a bargain. But you're going to spend $200,000 on a twin-turbo V6 Grand Tourer.
I don't know how this is going to sell. I honestly don't.
I love the look of it. I honestly do. I think the look of it looks great.
I think you're right. It looks great. But there's so many better options out there. I'm
glad you said that.
Okay.
I have some numbers, price numbers for some better options. Shall we run through the list?
Let's go.
Let's start with one of the more luxurious better options. You ever heard about the Aston Martin DB11?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that is honestly a much, in my opinion, better car. That is $220,000.
Oh, boy.
Which, 207, you're within earshot there.
Mm-hmm. And what brand has more appeal?
Oh, I'm taking an Aston all day.
For me and you, yes. What?
Aston, for sure. Have you seen James Bond?
If you're a fake baller, what brand has more appeal?
If you're a fake baller, you're not going to look at anything that's not from Italy.
Okay, so it's either Ferrari, Lambo, Maserati. That's about it, right?
Yeah. So, continuing. Your Aston DB11, that's $220,000. Bentley Continental, little more expensive, same but different, $238,000. So we're stretching,
right?
We're stretching, but again, you're not a whole lot far off of over $210,000.
True,
right? Then you have the Audi R8. You ever heard of that car?
Oh boy,
that starts at only $160,000.
Wow,
that's cheaper than the base GranTurismo.
Your dentist's car is cheaper.
And granted, that's not a 2+2, but still, like, for the money, what the hell are you doing? And then there's more. The Mercedes AMG GT Coupe, the GT or GTS, GTC,
right?
Those start at only $120,000.
Really?
To me, that's the bargain of the century in comparison to this.
Oh, yeah.
It is the bargain of the century.
Because this Maserati will roll off the dealership lot and instantly lose
It'll be worth
$25,000.
$4 and a can of Coke.
No, $25,000 will fall off the price.
I honestly think 35, but yeah.
It's crazy how much you'll lose.
Maserati, I'm curious. I don't have an actual figure here, but I'm curious what is the most depreciating car brand? And I would hazard a guess that it would be Maserati.
You might be right about that.
If I were a betting man, I would guess that Maserati is one of the worst depreciating cars ever made.
You're probably right. Yep.
Other options. How about a BMW M8 Competition? $134,000. Or do you want a Porsche 911 Turbo? That's a hot car. $180,000.
Okay.
Again, and then you got the Lexus LC500. And this is going to be even more the bargain of the century. starts at 94 grand.
Wow, really?
Why
buy two?
would you buy this Maserati?
You can buy 2 RCs.
You can buy 2 Lexus LC500s, which is a front-engined 5-liter V8 Grand Tourer. You can buy 2 of them for the price of the Maserati GranTurismo.
Is that a 4-door, the Lexus?
No, it's 2-door.
Okay.
The LC500.
Okay.
The 2-door long hood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with kind of the weird taillights.
Right.
Yeah, that. You can buy 2 of them for the price of 1 Maserati GranTurismo. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a Maserati hater. I'm not, because I think the look of it is fantastic. And I'm a little hater on the V6, not the V8, but this could have been a win if it was $155,000. A little over the old Maserati.
Okay. Yeah, because you weren't going to undercut the old one.
Correct. If you were just $5,000 over the old one, it would have been a win. Boom. Right like that. And it would have sold like hotcakes.
Last one was 2019. Is this just inflation adjustment? Regardless.
I mean, you're right. It could be.
It still feels... It feels too pricey. It feels way too pricey for a Maserati. But I don't think I would ever be able to bring myself to say almost any Maserati would not be too pricey. Because the brand is just so odd. It's so weird.
Maseratis are kind of an enigma.
Yeah.
I don't know. How could you bring yourself to spend $200,000 on a Maserati when you look at a 911 Turbo, for me, obviously, which is 2 seats in the front, 2 small seats in the back, like this, right? The Porsche will most likely blast this to all holy hell. It looks just as good, in my opinion.
It will.
And it will be worth... The Porsche, you can buy it at 182. In 2 years, it's worth 179.
In almost every measurable way, yes, the Porsche is better. But when you have the fake gold Rolex on your wrist and you want the clout from the fake ballers,
I agree.
The Porsche doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Maserati matters. So it's such a weird brand because the demographic that buys these is either what you said, a really old gentleman that just has a lot of money to spend, which that's fine, or a fake baller that's just trying to get clout with people.
Yeah. I feel like I sound like a Maserati hater. I'm sorry. I love the look of it. I just hate the rest of it.
Yeah.
It just...
What an amazing car with a bad price.
$200,000 for a GranTurismo.
When they put out the specs for the full EV version, I'll be very curious what we get for price and then what we get for range and other things, because that's going to make big implications for the next version of basically every Maserati that comes out from this point forward. At least that's what I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, I just did a quick Google for used Maserati GranTurismo. The average used Maserati GranTurismo costs... You ready for this? $52,867.
Oh.
$52,000.
It's lost 60% of its value.
The average used GranTurismo costs about $52,000 and change.
That is insane.
The cheapest one was $17,900. That must have been wrecked.
Yeah, that had to be a salvage title, but
what's this going to be worth in 2 years? Honestly, if I just did a quick Google for the average price of a used Maserati at $52,000 and change, what is this going to be worth in 2 years?
2 years later and like 5,000 miles on it, it's worth $50,000 less than it is now.
You buy it at $176,000 base, and you sell it for $90,000,
80 to 100, somewhere in there.
God,
with like under 10K miles on it. Oh, all right. What a weird car.
Yeah, Maserati GranTurismo. There you go, the new one.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
What is next, my friend?
It is the new BMW X5 and X6. They have a redesign, the 2024 BMW X5 and X6.
Okay.
So according to this Motor Trend article here, they did a little first look on it. This is a redesign of their midsize X5 SUV and a coupe version of it, which is the X6. I actually think, just me being me, I think BMW builds the least attractive coupe versions of their SUVs of all the luxury brands.
You know, you might be right.
I think all the other coupe version SUVs look better. I feel like the BMW one just looks unproportional somewhere.
Yep.
But let's not get in the weeds there, because there is some good here.
Okay.
There is some good here. Apparently, the new update adds some more hybrid power, improved EV only range, and you do get this new automated driving assistant program, which gives you more access to total hands-free driving on some highways and stuff like that. But starting with the look of it, you have some narrower lights, so it's a little more squinty, right? It does have, instead of the traditional BMW halos, they have the arrows, which BMW did away with the halos a while ago, which I'm kind of bummed because I like the halos.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, but that's old news. They did give you a newer redesigned front bumper.
It does not have the giant kidneys going.
I was going to say, the best news of all is it doesn't have the giant BMW ugly massive grills that you get on the X7, the i7, the M3, the M4.
They heard the people.
Thank God.
They made the change.
Yes, because it's actually kind of attractive.
It's not bad looking. Yeah, not at all.
I'm going to see 84 of them on a daily basis running around here.
I agree. There's something proportionally kind of odd about this car. I don't know.
Oh, the X5 I think proportionally works, but the X6 doesn't for me.
I'd say both of these are something a little odd about the proportions of this vehicle.
So?
Maybe it's too big of a back for, I don't know. I don't know what it is about it.
I think it's just that the lights are too skinny now.
Yeah.
I think that because they narrowed the headlights a little bit, they're a little too squished, right? But either way, I think it's an attractive car. It's fine, right? Mm-hmm. With the new M Sport package, you get extra aggressive black styling bits like black kidney grills and all the sorts of good stuff. You do get some new paint finishes, and because I'm a paint guy, you get Marina Bay Blue Metallic, Blue Ridge Mountain Metallic, Brooklyn Gray Metallic, Skyscraper Gray Metallic, and Frozen Pure Gray Metallic. The Frozen Pure Gray Metallic would probably be really good. That's going to be matte.
Okay.
That's probably going to be really good.
Nice. They all end in gray metallic. That's kind of funny. Yeah,
they do, which I'm not huge on having more grays.
No, that's a lot of grays.
Well, what does the average BMW X5 buyer buy?
A gray one.
Would you like white, gray, or black?
Or that blue. There's a blue that'll slide in there once in a while. The darker blue.
Yeah. How gray would you like your car? Or for extra, you can make it blue.
You're never going to see. Did they make it orange? I think
in the X5M, they did. In the X3M, but not the M Sport, but the M itself, like the proper M, but not on this stuff.
Okay.
You do get on the interior. You get a bigger screen. That if you go back to a shot of the dash, this is something I'm not huge on.
Why is that?
It's not analog enough for me. And I know I'm an old man, but I don't like how your actual instrument cluster is just one with the infotainment.
So it's just one giant screen all the way across?
Yeah, it's just one giant panoramic screen from the indicator stalk to the glove box.
Right. This photo really shows you that it is just one screen.
I'm not huge on that.
I don't think it's a terrible thing. In theory, it gives you a lot of software options to be able to update it, change it, do whatever you want. In theory, it's unlimited options, but we know that car manufacturers and LCD screens don't do well together for some reason. They are just bad at it. I don't know why, but they can't seem to figure that out. At least it's not the iPad on a swivel that a Tesla has.
Well, that's true. I say this coming from seeing that in the new M3, and I feel like that's not very M3.
Yeah.
Because to me, an M3 needs to be more
the analog.
race car-y, analog-y kind of feel.
Well, you look at race cars nowadays, and they all have digital dashes with different settings.
Yes, but it's not just one giant screen.
GT3 cars
nothing.
nowadays.
Yes, correct. It's a separate TV for your rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Separate.
Right.
It's not just one giant swooping, 50-inch plasma screen TV.
I don't think you're getting rid of digital dashes. I think they're just getting bigger.
They're getting big. We are just going to be driving one giant digital dash.
Yep.
Hello, welcome. Step into your digital dash.
Step into your nice new BMW.
Yes. Let's get into some power upgrades. They did update the 3-liter turbocharged i6, the inline-6. On the plug-in hybrid, the xDrive 50e model, you get an inline electric drive unit on the transmission that gets its energy from a 25.7 kilowatt hour battery pack. 25.7.
It's kind of small.
Yeah, but it's plug-in hybrid, so you get some,
Right.
but you also get the other. Apparently, you get a total output of 483 horsepower and 516 torques, and you get an EV-only range of about 40 miles, which for other plug-in hybrids isn't bad.
Yeah, I agree. Was it the xDrive that also had slight rear steer to it? Do you
I
know?
think most of them now do.
Okay. I think it was like 3 degrees or something like that of rear steer.
I think I think you're probably right there. The xDrive xDrive 40, so that is the non-hybrid one. You get, updated 3-liter inline-6. Oh, you do get hybrid there with only mild amounts of hybridization. So this is more of a base model one. You get 40 extra horsepowers and 51 extra pound-feet of torque over the previous, giving you about 375 horsepowers and 383 pound-feet of torque. And that's the just lightly less high trim version.
Okay.
Then if you get to the really high trim, you get the M60i.
All right.
Man, BMW's naming conventions as well.
And that's what we're looking at here.
That's the one. Yeah. That's the hot one. Right?
Okay.
But it's not actually an M yet.
I see an M badge.
This is BMW's plague of, you have your X5M, but then you have your X5 M60i.
Oh, boy.
So you know how you have the M2, but you have kind of like the almost M, like the redheaded stepchild, which is the M235i.
Yes.
It's not a real M, but it's trying really hard to be an M.
It is confusing.
It's like if I just put enough M in it, then I'm an M. It's kind of that.
Okay.
Right? It's kind of an M. It's M-ish.
Just below.
I would love to get this car and get a custom plate that says M-ish.
Yep.
That'd be amazing. But you get a much hotter engine here. You get an updated 4.4-liter turbo V8 with a 48-volt hybrid that is going to give you 523 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque. They're claiming a 0 to 60 in this midsize SUV, 4.2 seconds. That's quick.
That's very fast.
That's quick.
That's a lot of performance for that vehicle.
Damn.
And I can tell you, I think I drove one of them at the BMW driving event.
You drove the i4 M550i.
Yeah,
or the
that's a
i4
mouthful.
M50i.
That's a mouthful. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
But they also, that's the SUV?
No, that's the EV.
No,
That's
we
the
drove.
performance one.
They had SUVs on the
You
side.
drove the SUV as well.
Yeah, and it was the full EV one. And I will say, yeah, they let you do 0 to 60 in it in 4 seconds. It does it in that time.
It's quick.
It was kind of crazy fast.
Mm-hmm.
It
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And they had the rear steer too. It was kind of cool.
A little more details here. The V8 models and the inline-6, if you option the separate M Sport package, you'll get a new sport function.
What might that be?
That is this sequence of this launch sequence.
Oh God.
That makes turning all of the sportiness on much easier.
Okay.
So it allows you to, I'm going to read here, by simply pulling on the left shifter paddle for 1 second, you engage the lowest possible gear and everything will be switched to its sportiest setting with electric boost enabled for a sprint of quicker acceleration.
So I'm getting on the interstate, and I hold the left paddle for 1 second, and then everything lights up on the dash to sport or whatever mode is going in, and then you floor it.
Away you go.
And you go 0 to 60 in
oblivion.
Very fast.
Yes.
Okay. Weird that they're changing how that's toggled on and off, but okay.
I guess it's just an easier sequence of doing it.
I'm sure the other sequence is hold the brake, hold the traction control down for 2 seconds, press the left stalk down for 3 seconds, adjust the AC to 32 degrees, and then pull the e-brake up, release it, take your foot off the brake, pound the gas. It's something along those lines. They're always crazy for some reason.
While doing so, stick your thumb in your ass, and away you go.
It's ridiculous.
It is quite funny.
Yeah.
Apparently, so that driving assistance thing that I mentioned earlier, that optional driving assistance professional package is what they call it. Driving assistance professional.
Okay.
Because it probably drives better than most BMW drivers anyway. I digress.
Sure.
Apparently, you get a highway assistant, which is a limited use hands-free assisted driving experience on limited access highways at speeds up to 85 miles an hour. You also get parking assistant professional and reversing assistant and GPS-based maneuver assistant. So there is a quote in this article, which I love so much. The quote is, "This is all for," quote, "if you simply refuse to drive your car in any remotely challenging low-speed situation."
Refuse? What? Wow.
I can't be bothered. Let me just use all of the professional assistance I have.
Wow. And also fascinating that they're tagging it as professional.
I love that.
Could you imagine Tesla doing full professional driving?
And then it rolls a stop sign at 5 miles an hour.
Yeah. As any good racing driver would. That is really odd. Kind of goofy branding.
I don't have a ton of official prices yet, but what I can tell you is the absolute most base model is coming in over 66 grand, just a hair. The M60i, so the hot version of it, is supposed to be topping the charts at just over 90 grand.
Okay. Those are probably comparable to what they're currently at.
They're exactly comparable. It's the same damn thing.
Okay.
All of those luxury SUVs are about the same thing.
Right.
So I said something earlier that I might actually take back looking at this picture right here, this side shot. That coupe version looks not horrible.
It doesn't. It's got the swoopy back to it.
But when you go to the 2 more pictures left and 1 more, that one loses me.
Yeah. From different angles, it does have a different look to it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a bit bulky from this angle, and then on the side profile, it looks kind of sleek. Could be a lighting trick. There's some weird lighting going on here. Yep.
Agree. But that is the brand new 2024 BMW X5 and X6.
All right.
Are you going to go out and buy one?
Probably not. But all I want to know is if I sit alone in the back seat, do I have to strap all the seatbelts in order to pull away?
That is a great question.
That's all I care about.
You don't have to do that in my car.
Oh, okay. It's good to
know. So, last bit of news. And it's kind of dreary news. It's about a truck. And they've been recalled.
Okay.
I don't like doing recall news, but it's worth talking about. Dodge, or I should say Stellantis, is recalling 306,000 Ram heavy-duty pickup trucks.
It's kind of a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch.
Okay.
Apparently, there is this electrical overheating problem that is making them have to recall that many of them. Included in this recall are any and all 2021 through 2023 Ram 2500 and 3500s with the 6.7 liter Cummins, which is all of them pretty much, unless you buy the Hemi, which why would you buy a Hemi gas engine in a heavy-duty pickup truck? I digress. The issue, according to the article, is an intake heater grid delay, and the affected trucks use an older design of this heater grid delay that is no longer being installed.
A heater grid delay.
That, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Apparently, they said the relays could overheat, which opens the possibility of fire, and that there were actual fires that have been reported.
Okay.
It's not just like a, here's what could happen. It has actually happened.
Heater grid relay. Huh, interesting.
Apparently, there were 6 fires reported that have been related to the issue. 5 of these happened while the cars were running, and the other one was while the car was totally off.
Ooh.
So if you have a Ram Cummins from 2021 to 2023, leave it outside, far away from everything.
I'm sure that's as simple as swapping the part out, but
Oh, it is, for sure.
it sounds, with only, 7 of them in total that have happened, unlikely that it will happen to you. But yeah, go get it fixed.
Yep,
They'll
definitely.
fix it for free.
Yep. So that's all I got. You got any other news for us here, Mr. Derek?
I do not.
It's going to wrap us up then for episode 179. Please drop a comment. Let us know what you think about the new Maserati GranTurismo. I would be so curious to find out your thoughts. And if you're watching on YouTube, leave that comment, like I said, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, right? If you're listening on audio, send us that thought about Maserati via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io, where you can go to catch some of your favorite past races. So thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.